John explains the impact that prostate cancer has had on his life, which for him has been both pervasive and all-encompassing.
Greatly. Mentally, physically, family, it's just impacted so much. Hard to really put a finger on it. I think the mental side of it, when you're first diagnosed with the prostate cancer, that's a shock to your system, big time. You never really get over it. Always there in the back of your mind. It is a fear. And that fear never goes away. You never know whether it's going to come back or whether it's going to metastasize or whatever. You don't know.
Roger's diagnosis came at a time when he was grieving the death of his wife. He had to put his beloved dog Smokey to sleep because Smokey was also ill, and Roger had no friends or family close by to help him.
I had it all worked out. My dog's name was Smokey. He was my last desperate. He couldn't get in and out the doggy door anymore. That day I had my first injection and I said, mate, there he was, by my chair as he always was. Smoke, I said, I've been diagnosed with prostate cancer and I don't think I'll be able to look after you. I said, so I've got to make a decision, mate. I'm going to make a decision about you, Smoke. But don't worry about it, mate. I'm going to make one about myself and I won't be far behind you.
Roger was in desperate straits and describes how he had worked out a plan for suicide.
My wife died and a court case and the house wrecked, my dog going down, prostate cancer. Your human body's got millions of tears, I'll tell you that right now. And I thought, right, well, I'm next. And then that's when how I had that phone number, I don't know. Because I was in a absolutely mental distress state. But I had the fortitude or whatever to ring the chap, and he could see how bad I was. And of course, Gay rang me and you know the story.
Caroline's husband, Tony, was diagnosed with terminal prostate cancer at the age of 48, only 5 months after they had begun a serious relationship. She describes what happened.
So it had already spread beyond his prostate, so they couldn't operate. They couldn't really tell us how long he would live for. They said it could possibly be 10 years, but it might be a lot less. So I guess, we went around doing what we had to do and, tried to enjoy life as much as we could. The first 2 lots of chemo didn't work and his cancer spread quite quickly, especially to his liver and spine, pelvis. So things sort of went downhill quite quickly there. But in between it all, we sort of had a mantra that we lived life and did the cancer stuff around it. It was really challenging seeing him going through it when it's someone, that you really love and they're going through something that is way out of their control, out of my control. And especially towards the end, watching him get so unwell and watching him die, that was really, really tough. I mean, there were tough times all the way through it. I think as a partner and carer, we tend to think we have to be the strong one.
David's prostate cancer was difficult to treat. He ended up having both surgery and radiotherapy. He suffered greatly from significant side effects of these treatments, including both types of continence problems and pain.
Just really got back into the flow of work without pain. It was a bit of a horrific journey. The only thing is you tend to zoom in as well on listening to every TV show that you watch has got prostate cancer in it, it seems. And every friend seems to be dying of prostate cancer. Your whole mind tunes into those things when you've got it. So it has affected my life in a huge way.
David's wife Claudia explains the impact on her and their relationship and what she needed to do for both her and David to get through what was happening to them.
When someone else is going through something so horrific and And it feels like it's mortality being faced for the first time in someone who was quite young. And to try and keep going on that, you have to put yourself in a different position. You have to be more generous with yourself and less selfish. And it's not a bad thing to do at all. What we've learned during it is, how we've developed as people. I think it was positive, but the journey was horrific.